Welcome to the Raf and Raf Rant. I'm Raf.
And I'm Raf. We're Raf.
Raf Farisco of the Far From Vesuvius podcast. That's Ralph Pizarro of Calcio Napoli Club. Just rant about Napoli.
Let's go for it.
We're going to rant. We're going to match report. We're going to talk about the games. We're going to talk about topics. You leave comments and we'll read your comments out, question you.
All right, quick stats.
Yes, throw the stats up there. On to a nice little segment that we're going to call the Beast of the Match.
So who is beasting it for the Napoli team? Let's see.
But follow us on Facebook, Rafael Rispo, Ralph Pizarro, Twitter at RafaNapoli83. That's me.
CNC USA 26.
I want some feedback to the show. What do you guys want to see? What do you want to see more or less of? This is going to be a show for you guys too. I want a lot of comments.
We want to rant about something. Let us know if you want us to rant about something.
I promise you, we're not going to agree on everything all the time.
We won't.
We're going to yell at each other every now and then.
Come and rant. This is what it's for. We want to give you a space to let loose so you can do it here.
Well, that's going to do it, Ralph. You know, were we boring enough for you?
I don't know. I think we were great.
Let's get to it. Well, sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
Definitely shit today, Rafa.
Welcome to the latest installment of the Raf and Raf Rant. This is our post-game report. My name is Raf Gattuso Rispo.
And I'm Raf just Bizzarro.
And we are now reeling from our second defeat in a row. And this is not looking too good, Ralphie boy. We lose today to Lazio 2-0. And I mean, where do we even begin? Let's
begin with the stats, right? Let's just throw it out there.
Let's throw them up.
All right, here we go, Rafa. I'm gonna take the lead here. We lined up today, Rafa, on a 4-3-3. So we everybody's wishes, and clearly it didn't really work well. But 4 in the back. Rui, Koulibaly, Maximovic started today, as well as Di Lorenzo once again. Again, 3 in the midfield with Zielinski to the left, Bakayoko in the middle, and Ruiz. And then Lozano gets to start today with Petagna and Politano off on the right. We saw some substitutes in the second half. We started in the 55th minute, I believe, with Manolas coming in for Koulibaly, who we gave up a goal just right after that. Gulam comes in for Rui in the 64th, along with Lobotka, for Bakayoko, and then Malkoui, rare appearance this year, because that's what we needed to save the game, comes in for Lozano, Elmas for Politano. Moving along, down to the game stats, 39 possession. Again, dominating possession. Again, Napoli was 60% practically. Lots of chances today. Few fouls, few yellow cards. I think the match was called all right today, to be honest. It was fair enough. Everybody caught it. It's clean, unlike that Inter game, much better. And I think it was Rosato and Mazzolini up on Mazzolini VAR. Anyway, whole bunch of corner kicks. And then I believe that's crosses, maybe wrong. And our pass percentage, not bad. As far as shots today, 14 shots for Napoli, 2 missed shots, 6 on target, 6 blocked shots. Lazio coming in with 10, 8 missed shots, 2 on target, the only 2 they needed, and they take the game 2-0. So that's it for
honestly,
the game stats, guys.
There is, knowing Senior today, he got the red card in the last match. Mertens injured, and there were some unfortunate incidents in the match as well, where a couple of our players ended up coming off injured as well. I'm going to have to take this off, though, Ralphie boy, because it was a nice little joke. Maybe I'll bring it back. I can't see anything. There you go. Now I can see.
I don't think Gattuso saw anything today either.
Well, that was one thing. There's another thing I want to bring up, but I'll bring it up in a minute. But anyway, for me, the key, like Napoli looked to be in some sort of control until they got to the final third. And when they got to the final third, they just didn't find that finishing touch. Lazio took 2 shots and scored 2 goals. And it was a difficult match to be without your captain, to be without Mertens, and coming in, and I just think Gattuso this time around might have gotten it wrong.
This time, only this time.
Well, no, I'm just saying, man. Listen, he didn't. He has his games where he's like in and out.
Right.
Sometimes he gets it right, sometimes he gets it wrong, and this was one of them where he got it wrong. He went a 4-3-3 with Petagna. You have Petagna, who's essentially set up to play a 4-2-3-1. I didn't see why he couldn't play Petagna as a lone striker instead of in a 4-3-3. But we went in that way. That's how we went in, and
Ralph, if I can respond to that, for 4-3-3. I mean, I know lots of people, including myself, had an issue maybe with the 4-2-3-1, saying, hey, we got to get back to the 4-3-3 and yada, 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 which is understandable. I'm all for multiple formations. I don't think any team anywhere should pigeonhole themselves to one formation. But we did a 4-3-3 today. But why today? Why today when all the guys who play well in a 4-3-3, with the exception of Zielinski, we're not available. We're not on the field. Out of all the days to have a 4-2-3-1, today was the day. And I'm just experimental stuff is driving me nuts, and I just don't see the rhyme or reason to anything anymore. And I just had to say that in regards to the formation. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I get it, and as I said, today was not the day to try a 4-3-3. I don't think. Like you said, Zielinski doesn't really benefit too much in a 4-3-3. When you have, but at the same time, when Lozano comes out, off injured, it seemed to me like they changed back to a 4-2-3-1, and
I think they did it earlier than that.
Maybe they might have done it earlier, but then you have Fabian in a 4-2-3-1, and it's like clearly Fabian needs to play a little bit more towards the goal. Excuse me, sorry. Clearly they need to play a little bit more towards the goal. Right. Fabian. Zielinski had an awful game today. I mean, and I think he might have been one of the best players on the pitch, but he still wasn't good. It wasn't good enough.
Nowhere to be found. I mean,
Politano was doing all right. I think he came off. I didn't think he was the one to come off, but you had to bring Elmas on. You had to do something. Lozano off injured. Koulibaly also off injured. He pulled up right before halftime.
Right.
I actually do have reports on that in that Lozano pulled up with just a strong trauma to the left leg.
Okay.
So it's just a little bit of a blow, but he should be okay. Koulibaly, on the other hand, may have pulled his left quad. So that could mean a little time off. I think the Christmas break doesn't come any sooner.
No, we need this one. We need this one.
So look for Manolas Maximovic, who was basically the cause of the first goal. Maximovic, awful job of defending Immobile. A guy like Immobile, you need to be on. You know what I mean? You can't take a half step.
Yeah, what was that? Jesus.
Yeah. Beautiful header, by the way.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody in the I'm sorry, Rafa. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Feel free to comment at any point. We'd love to show the world your chat. All right. But go on,
we
Rafa.
want to hear from you guys.
I want to hear it, man. This is a rant. This is what you get to do. This is your show.
Get on us. So that's what's going on with the team now. I mean, listen, we get Insigne back for the match against Torino. We're down Lozano now, and we're down Mertens. I'm not sure Lozano will play in the next game. We might just sit him. Koulibaly is a doubt as well, but we have to roll on either way, man. Right?
I mean, we have no choice, Rafa, but here's the deal. And I'm just going to rant real quick as far as the selection today. I was looking at this lineup, and I knew because of Gattuso, I knew in my heart of hearts that Lozano and Politano were going to be fielded today. But here's the deal. When Insigne out, Mertens out, you put in Lozano, you put in Politano. I get it. You want your two strongest out there, but here's the deal. All your aces now are out. all your aces were out, and all our substitutions were defensive when we needed to win the game. So to me, it's again, and then you went with a 4-3-3. Why? Where's the rhyme of the reason? Where's the balance? Where's the like Gattuso? What are you thinking of when you're thinking a pregame match? Because it's not like we don't have the players. Napoli doesn't suck. Napoli's not a bad team. We're a great team and we have huge depth. But tactically, we are getting outsmarted game after game after game. And it's like, how many more excuses are we going to make for Gennaro? Because now it's like we're taking it all out on the players. But really, you got to put them in a position to succeed. And that's not happening. Lozano could have had a seat today. You know why Lozano shouldn't have started? Because in the event that the second half wasn't going well, you put that guy on, just like last time, and you tell him, Chucky, go tie me the game, just like he did last time. Right. Elmas is sitting on the bench with tons of energy, all right, dying to get on the field, and he doesn't get that chance. Politano's confidence has been hurt over the last couple games. He should have been one starting against Milan, Inter. That didn't happen either. What's going on? Politano's Mr. Clutch for this team, and now he's getting shunned. Why? Because he had that one bad game 2 games ago, and now he got to get punished for it. And now everybody's gonna say he's shitty, get him off the field, da. Because we all know how fickle the Napolitans are, and this is what we get. Again, it's that balance. Like, you got the guys, play them, play the guys. Bakayoko should not be in a 4-3-3. I'm sorry, he does not look good. He even said himself he doesn't like being the center man alone in there. Whereas Zielinski may like being in that 3-man midfield, Bakayoko doesn't. He shouldn't be there. And then when we did switch to a 4-2-3-1, Zielinski goes to the back and Ruiz goes up front. Come on, man. Like, of course, you didn't see Zielinski doing.
No, but
anything.
I mean, did he though? Because I have an interest, and you know, I want to bring this up really quick. Both teams failed to keep a clean sheet in the last 7 before coming into this. This is Rocco on his mom's.
Hey, Rocco.
Mom's account. He says, I hate to say it, but Gennaro is to blame. So my son,
I'm with Rocco on this one, man.
You know, he's, you know,
yeah,
he knows his stuff, man. He knows.
Yeah, bro. Stuff. I know which rough he's looking at right now.
so Gennaro Gattuso is to blame in this one. He has to take the blame. But you know, you can make the excuses all you want that no Insigne, no Mertens, they had to change it up, no Osimhen still, this and that. You know, he started Maksimovic today, and he gave up the first goal, basically. You know, why not just keep?
Was there any special reason for that?
Was it like a rotation?
Rotation. Okay.
You gotta play every 3 days, 4 days. I get it, but you know, he'd been starting Maksimovic in every Europa League match.
Right.
You know, so now we're playing every 3 days in Serie A. Maybe he wanted to have a rotation system going in, and I get that, but you know, listen, you got to start after a loss. You got to start your strongest team, and
that's true.
And I love Maksimovic. I think he's great, but I think Manolas Koulibaly is your strongest duo. You know, Manolas comes in for the Koulibaly injury, fine.
Right.
But like I said, Lazio before this game, 1 clean sheet in their last 17, and they blanked us today, man. Blanked us. But anyway, really quick, I'm going to bring up a tweet that Carlo Alvino sent out right after the loss. A team weak in character and fragile and nervous left pretty much. I'm trying to translate this in Italian.
Yeah, say it in Italian.
I didn't.
No, yeah.
I have it copied and pasted from a translate in English.
Okay. Paraphrase.
Really, yeah, it's really kind of crappy.
Yeah.
I lost it too. Hold on 1 second. So basically what he's saying is a team that was lost from character, and they kept Insigne's sending off in Milan in their head. This is a team. He's talking about the mentality. This is a team. This is a team that can't get it right mentally, man. Like if something catastrophic goes down, the team is kind of shut down. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's just completely discharged and emptied of motivations. No excuses for the absences of Insigne and Mertens. Napoli never took the field. The worst game of Gattuso's management was today, who insists on proposing Fabian in a 2-man midfield. The only positive note is that can't really get much worse than this, right, Gattuso? And these were the words of Carlo Alvino. And I don't know if I listen. I'm not on the fire Gattuso train. Trust me, there are people out there that are. I'm not on that train.
I'm about to buy a ticket. I'm letting you know that right now.
No, I think we're being a little bit too. Listen, we're only in game 14. There's a lot of matches left to play. 13, excuse me. There's a lot of matches left to play. You know, I'm going to bring up some really cool stats in a little while to prove that.
All right.
But,
yeah, we're gonna have a big talk about this today. By the way, this is just the post game. We got plenty lined up soon, guys. So sit back. You know, go get a drink, go get some limoncello, whatever you like, because we're gonna need it. You know, we're gonna talk about this stuff, but you know,
but it's not good. You want to get 2 wins or at least a win and a draw from these last 2 matches, which I knew were difficult when the schedule came out, and you got 0, and you were in decent shape when you know, when we're 5 points out of first after a loss to Inter because everybody else lost or dropped points, but now everybody else won today, so. You know, the standings look like this now. It's Milan in first with 31, Inter in second, right behind them with 30, Juve in third with
I got it right in the
27.
bottom. Yeah.
There you go. Roma 24, fourth place, and Napoli and Sassuolo share 23 points in fifth place. Atalanta 21, Lazio 21, Verona 20. It's very, very tight.
It's still
Sampdoria
tight.
17.
Okay.
It's very tight, and Napoli may be 8 points out of first now, but let's be honest. The real objective for Gattuso is to get back to the Champions League. That's the objective. It was the objective of last season, and it's the objective this season now. I don't expect Gattuso in year 1 or in full season 1 to win a Scudetto. Quinton writes in, Lobotka shouldn't be on the field at all, 25 mil. Listen, neither should Mario Rui have been on the field tonight.
Seriously, that's what I'm saying. But
he was the worst player of the night.
This is what I'm saying, Rafa. Like, Mario Rui has to listen. If you want to be a winger, fucking play a winger. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like he's taking these chances that it's Zelensky should be the one over there doing those things, not Mario Rui. You're a defenseman, and we keep getting caught. With no defenseman, Di Lorenzo, Murray, all the way in the front, and nobody defending. And then when we get caught, it's like, well, it was Maxim, it was this. It's like, dude, the defensemen need to defend first, all right? And then you can help on the offense. Gulam has his days, but what I like about Gulam is, 1, he sticks to defense. Not only that, he can cross the ball. That's his thing. That's his shtick, crossing the ball. He could have played today. He could have started today. Elmas could have started today. You could have had the 4-2-3-1 today. Petagna definitely up front. Zelensky, the number 10. Bakayoko and maybe Deme or Lobotko in the midfield. We would have been fine. There was no reason to lose against Lazio today, man. There was no reason to lose against Inter, even though it was a tough game. There was no reason to lose.
We played really well against Inter. We lost this match. Against Milan, we lost. We got beat. This one was worse than the Milan match, though. But we got beat. The Sassuolo match, we played really, really well, and we're unlucky. And Lobotka was a favorite to Hamsik. Roberto Longo. And you know what, though? It might be. It might. He's
all right.
Well, because Lobotka and Hamsik both being Slovakian, you know, I think Lobotka really talked him up to Napoli, and or Hamsik talked him up to you know.
He's a defensive mid. You know, he's a defensive mid. He doesn't come in to win a game. He comes in to hold the game. That's it. Why didn't Deme get a Deme's been hot. Let Deme play, dude. He can help. He can contribute on the offense. Like, this is what I don't understand, dude. Like, how can and the reason why I hold Gennaro up to such a high standard is because he has proved that before. Why isn't he not consistent with his own with his own strategies when they're correct? Why does he veer off from doing something right? That's what boggles my mind. That's why I'm in this love-hate relationship with Gattuso. It's because there's some days you're brilliant, and there's other days you just say, forget it. I'm just gonna do something different today. For what? And I understand that you had key players out, which is all the more reason why you should have been super selective of how you started this team. And how you went about this game. and also not putting all your aces out today. Because now look, Koulibaly just got hurt. Lozano just got hurt. Mertens got hurt. Insigne is out. I was like, bro, little by little, these pieces are going away when we have, like, we're losing all this depth. You know, we're starting to lose that one thing that we have the most. But Rafa.
Well, is it fair now to segue into the first rant topic? Because
before we do, we got the January schedule we got to show everybody, right?
We do.
So let's go into that real quick first.
Go right ahead.
All right. Hang out, guys, because we got something nice for everybody.
Well, Tuesday, I'll start by this. Tuesday is the Coney decision for the Juve Napoli deal.
Yes.
And we thought that it would be fit to put this up here because they did announce the dates and times of the next couple of fixtures. Now, what you're looking at right now is official up to April 3rd. So that Crotone match on April 3rd is official. These are the dates for the next few months. We have after Christmas Cagliari, we have Spezia, Udinese, then we have Coppa Italia at the Maradona against Empoli. We have the Juve Supercoppa in at the Mape the Wednesday midweek, and then we have the Europa League matches. But however, wherever you look on this screen that you're looking at right now, and you see a week between matches, should Napoli progress in these competitions that they're in, for instance, Napoli beat Empoli on the 13th. In that midweek between the 24th and the 31st, they have to play either Roma or I forgot who it might have been Spal. I forgot exactly who it was, but they have to play that midweek. Same thing with the Europa League. Should they commence from the Europa League 32 in that midweek where you see the 7th and the 14th and the 21st, those will be Europa League fixtures as well. So now the thing is that does Coney take a look at this and say, there's no possible way we can overturn the 3-0 defeat because of the fact that right now it's not guaranteed that we can schedule this match during the season. Now, should Napoli crash out of the Coppa Italia and Juventus as well, or out of Europe, then it's a different story and we can. So, you know, that's where we're coming from here is that don't expect to get that overturned and hope and pray that we at least get our 1 point back.
Yeah, hope and pray we get the 1 point. But Ralph, you know, I was making this last night, and as I was making this thing, I'm like, I don't know if I am emotionally ready for February and March. Honestly, I'm not sure if my heart will be able to sustain all the pressure that will happen or that will occur in February and March. Because listen, we're going to get a 10-day break and then we're going to hit the ground running. Granted, the beginning of January might be not quite as difficult. You know, I know Cagliari and Fiorentina always give us a little bit of trouble. But, you know, it's not quite as difficult. We hit then we play Juventus.
Oh wait, January in the league, we should
do all right.
3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Then you got February 21. We should get at least 18 to 21 of those points.
Right.
I mean,
we have to.
Even 20
of
those 21, maybe even 20. Let's say we draw to Udinese or something.
We have
20 of those 21. We have to
get that cushioning because when you look at February and March, we have super key games. Number one, and this is what I'm talking about, my blood pressure. Number one, we have the Europa League, and if you watched any of the previous shows, I want the Europa League more than anything. Right? That's just how I feel. I want the Scudetto, but I really want Europa League. I want a damn hardware from Europe. Okay, so you got that, and then after the Supercoppa on the 20th, only a couple weeks later, we got Juventus. We have to play Juventus, and that's going to be a huge grudge match. Considering what happened, with the whole freaking pandemic fiasco. That's going to be huge. And then Insigne has to slay his brother, and then we hit Sassuolo, Milan, Roma. I mean, we're going to start playing all these guys around.
Ralphie, you're overlooking something crazy, dude.
What?
Juve on the 13th, Europa League on the 18th, Atalanta on the 21st, Europa League on the 25th. Now, granted, Juve have to play their Champions League match midweek as well. After our match, they have to play as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
But Atalanta don't play their Champions League until after our match too. So when you really think about it, you know, these teams are all going to be like, you know, rotating and moving pieces to satisfy, you know, what they have to satisfy, man. Like if we draw 1-1 in Spain, you know what I mean? That's a different story. But if we lose 1-1 and 1-0 in Spain, now we have to, you know, prevent them from scoring a goal, so they have an away goal. Everything comes into play. This is where Gattuso's test really is in February when we have to play those two crucial league matches and those two crucial Europa League matches.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be the first quarter of next year, man. It is going to be blood pressure central. That's all I know. But
yeah, absolutely.
But moving along, Rafa, let's get into this rant proper because I'm real eager right now. So
let's do it.
Let's do it, guys. All right. So into the show, we will start with speaking about the man, right?
Yeah, I was segueing from the match report. You know, is it fair now to talk about year one? Because Gattuso is, you know, when it comes to his first year with Napoli, is it a success? Is it a failure? Is it so needs work? You know, needs improvement. Roberto Longo writes, and sorry guys, Gattuso should be only a placeholder. He's not tactically sound as a coach. Well, listen, we had the man. We had one of the best, if not the best, Italian manager you could ever have in Ancelotti, and he couldn't get it done. Now Gattuso comes in. He basically saves our season last year. You know, we were in 14th when Gattuso got canned. I mean, when Ancelotti got canned, and we ended up 7th. Did we make the Champions League? No. But we made Europe, and we won a cup. And we had a pretty decent run as well, you know. Gattuso had a really rocky start to his tenure, losing 3 or 4 matches. But let's take a look, Ralph. I know we have a ticker there, because I'm going to read off to everybody what the table looks like from the moment Gattuso took over. So since Gattuso became coach, and this ticker is considering matches played on the pitch, not court decisions, not point penalties, none of this stuff. 35 in 36 matches for Napoli. 35 because the Juve match was never played. So that was decided in court. So 35 matches for Napoli since he took over. Okay. 36 for the rest of the teams, except for, I believe, Atalanta and Juve, because Juve were with us. And then Atalanta is missing a match from when it was canceled for, I think it was the weather or it was COVID or something. Milan have 77 points. Inter was 74. Juve was 71. Atalanta was 70. So there's your Champions League 4. And then Napoli was 68. Roma was 67. And Lazio was 66. Right? Again, these are points earned on the pitch in matches played on the pitch. There's that Roma decision that was overturned, and they ended up getting a 3-0 loss. So they are actually a point less in the standings, and Napoli are a point less because of the penalty. But also Juve have 4 more points in reality because of, or 3 more because of the decision. But on the pitch, Gattuso finishes in 5th place, 2 points behind Atalanta. Now, this is only in 36 matches, 36 matches, okay? Napoli have 3 matches to essentially play a full season, and if Napoli can overcome those points, then in a full season, Napoli finished top 4. And essentially, this is what we brought Gattuso in to do, bring us back to the Champions League. Because we weren't going to the Champions League with Ancelotti at the helm. It wasn't happening. Mm-hmm. So now, do we look at it as, you know, a failure, or do we look at it as something positive? Now, I mean, it comes to 22 wins, 2 draws, and 12 losses. That 12 losses is a lot of losses, but it also 22 wins and only 2 draws. Don't forget, we've yet to draw a match this season.
Right.
You know, Juventus won the league last year with a whole lot of losses, and I don't have that number in front of me, but I remember seeing, maybe it was 7 or 8 losses. There's a lot of losses. You know what I mean?
Well, Rafa, to be fair, I don't think Gattuso still hasn't had a proper full year left. He adopted a Napoli that was in turmoil, like you said, in middle of the table. They were having issues. There was like mutinies. There was all this. I mean, to even volunteer to walk into that situation, I give the guy a lot of props. The end of last year, I feel like a lot of it was kind of like he was testing the waters, trying different players in different places. He wanted to see who can do what. Like, I didn't see much consistency, but I didn't really expect it. Like you said, he came in, he was just trying to get through the end of the season, see what he can do. And I'm sure his biggest goal was to actually figure out who was going to do what for the next season. He won the Coppa Italia against Juve, so that was a big deal, and that was great. He got a few players.
Coppa, mind you. Let me just interject. That was his Coppa. Ancelotti had no matches in Coppa Italia that season. Right. And this was a team that when they started that Coppa campaign, they were losing a lot of matches. They had lost to Lazio 1-0 before they had to go play Perugia in the Coppa, and then ended up beating Lazio in the Coppa. So he pulled them back. He pulled them back.
He did. Listen,
he did what he had to do when it comes to getting them back on track. Who was it that said it? It was, I believe it was, I don't remember who it was, but one of the guys on the pitch said that Gattuso took this team that was mentally broken. I think it was Gulam who said it. It was Gulam. Gulam said this team was mentally broken when Gattuso took it over, and now we're playing attacking and we're playing fun football. But at the same time, their mental lapses are still there. Because this is all.
But listen, Gattuso. Either way though, that's fine. I'm glad he gave them a boost in their personality, in their camaraderie and all that. But either way, as of right now, I don't see a whole lot of consistency, and I'd like to see a little bit more with Gattuso. And then that's kind of going to my next, my final point, mind you, for this topic is I want a little bit more consistency. Why is he showing me flashes of brilliance and then flashes of like complete mental breakdown? Today was a mental breakdown. What happened with Sassuolo? What happened with Milan? Just complete breakdowns, man. Like he is getting tactically outsmarted by every team that we're gonna compete with in order to win a Scudetto. That can't happen. We're not gonna win a Scudetto that way. Like you said, he did change things. He did help things, and I'm not gonna deny that. I'm gonna give credit where credit is due, Rafa. But I need just a little bit more for him, and it's got to come. There's no more testing the waters at this time. At this moment, you should know who's able to do what. You should be able to line up the team, whether it be formations, tactics, or what have you, and get the result that you want. You're not going to win every game, I know, and you're going to have a tough time. You're going to have a tough time. I'm going to give it to Roberto here. You're going to have a tough time against the bigger teams, and I get it, and it's okay. But I mean, we look like a disaster losing. It's not like this was hard fought, back and forth, and then in the final minute we gave one up. No. This is like we look like a mess. We're looking like trash out there against these teams that we got to win. If we want to win the Scudetto or even stay in the top 4, we're gonna have to compete with Milan and Sassuolo and Inter. We got to do what we got to do against these guys. But there's still hope, and I want to kind of look at it as the glass half full. So, but leading into our next topic then is because considering everything that's been going on as far as our injuries and our players, let's talk about the January and quite possibly the summer transfer needs, Rafa. Take it away. I'll let you begin.
Well, I'll tell you what, in January, we're looking at a possibility of bringing in that kid Zaccagni, but he wouldn't come in until the summer.
Right.
and I guess if you want to throw Messi on there for the summer. But realistically, Napoli need to bring someone in, and I think Papu Gomez is a realistic target.
Right.
Papu Gomez once again was not even on the squad list against Roma, and Roma got destroyed by Atalanta 4-1. That proves that Atalanta don't really need Papu Gomez, Ralph. You know what I mean? They don't really need him. So,
right.
Is he gone? He's gone in January. And if he's gone in January, I suggest Napoli pick him up, because I think that we need that extra offensive midfield player. If he's going to play Fabian in the 2-man, you know what I mean, and not utilize his offensive tactics and techniques, then I think you put Papu Gomez in there and have him play number 10. You know, and I know that we have Zielinski. Don't get me wrong, Zielinski's like top of the top. If you ask me, he's a wonderful player. But Papu Gomez is that name recognition. Again, I said, he's the guy to bring in. You know, there was another name that was being thrown around, and his name is Basic.
Not a chance, Milan Corner.
Milan Corner says, hopefully we get Papu instead. Well, so I mean, it's between
we'll fight to the death.
It's between Milan, Inter, Napoli, Roma, and PSG.
Right.
So the sexier move would be PSG, because they're they're the only team in the Champions League. Yeah. But does he want to leave Italy? And again, would he come to Napoli for sentimental value? He's Argentine. We lost Maradona. You know, we've got something added to play for, and we could get back to the Champions League. Don't forget, once again, this is the objective, is to get to the Champions League. Anything after 4th place, for me, is a cherry on top of a cake. The Scudetto is the ultimate. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. Scudetto is not just a cherry on top of a cake. Scudetto is the ultimate. But second, third,
that's the fourth, cake. That's the cake.
That's the cake. You want the whole cake, we win the Scudetto.
Right.
But, you know, what do you think,
want the
Ralph?
cherry.
I mean, if you ask me, Papu Gomez for me is the transfer need for January. Boom, right now.
I think I'll agree with you with that, because he is the one that's available. He's the one that definitely wants to leave. He's also the one that has experience in Serie A. I think we do need a little bit. I said earlier on the last show that we have a lot of midfielders. Where we're going to put all these guys, but considering what I saw today, a better offensive midfielder, I'd probably welcome that. At least somebody to help Zielinski or to back up Zielinski, or, you know, can switch back and forth. Again, we stress depth this year. I'm getting better at saying that, Rob.
Yeah.
And, you know, we stress that this year.
Yeah,
not death. We don't stress death, man, but we do stress depth. And, you know, so maybe that's the guy. But all in all, you know, there's that kid Zappa from Cagliari, I believe, that we were looking at, because at this point on the right, Malkovic today looked like, I thought he was gonna die. I don't know what was going on. We put him Malkovic today. He didn't look good, and I like Malkovic, so I'm not trashing the guy. And I know he's coming off of injuries, but he wasn't. I don't think he was quite ready to play today, man. And the fact that you didn't give him any burn at all season, why'd you choose to bring him in today? I mean, he couldn't get a few minutes here and there. I know he was injured not long ago, but I think a right back. I think a right back is I believe this might be Rocco again too. I hope so.
It is Rocco.
Rocco is on point. I think we're gonna get Rocco a job.
So Rocco
here,
has his own YouTube account, but he can't. He has to switch.
That's okay. That's okay. That's all right. That's all right.
More realistic and fitting our squad. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about it, and he's right. And Rocco's 100% right, and so are you, Rafa. So I agree with you with that. But you know, Di Lorenzo's gonna need some help. He needs help over there, man. He is struggling. He is drowning. And now fans are going against him. This guy's playing every minute, every game. He's tired, dude. He needs somebody to come in there and relieve him every now and then. Okay, everybody needs that. But so I probably would like, if you talk about transfer needs now in the summertime. I mean, in January, I would take that midfielder, maybe a right back if we can get it, and I guess that would be it. But as far as overall, certainly another offensive midfielder, maybe a backup defensive midfielder. We need somebody on the wings because we may lose a defenseman or two, I think, over the summer transfer. So we have to fill in those positions. And honestly, at this point, I think maybe another striker wouldn't hurt, or just somebody to come in. Maybe. I mean, I like Patania. I like what he's all right. I know he's not everybody's favorite, but I don't know. I kind of, what I really want, Rafa? I want somebody with experience, man. It's like ADL, no more prospects, no more, money grabbing players, none of that.
Mm-hmm.
We need somebody that has a little bit of experience, preferably in Serie A, that can come in, who's plug and play, and that can help us get the job done when we need it. Okay, we can't rely on a young guy's ambition or whatever, or 100% here, Quentin. I am 100% with you on that, man. Our corners are atrocious. So yeah, maybe buy somebody who can cross the damn ball, who can do a corner kick. I don't know, but to break it all down, we're gonna need a right back, possibly some more help in the midfield, and I think another backup striker or an experienced striker that can come on the field and get the job done when we need it. Because look what we got now. It's just dwindling away everything, and we need to recreate that balance again, Rafa. So,
well, to touch really quickly back again on the right back, and then we can move on.
Sure.
I believe you're correct when it comes to that. We still have Husai, who, should be coming back into the squad anytime soon because of, him being out from COVID. Malqui is back too. But with guys like Husai and Malqui basically on the chopping block, I mean, Husai can leave on a free after this season, and he might. He still hasn't. I don't believe he's re-signed. Then Malqui, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. And then Malqui apparently he's on the chopping block,
Right.
But does Di Lorenzo get all this time if Husai is fit? Because Husai can play both sides.
Right.
He's been playing on the left for Mario Rui, and now that Mario Rui is back, you have Husai that can cover the right when Di Lorenzo needs a break. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
But the thing is after the season, now you know how De Laurentiis usually looks into like the future. In January, I believe he's going to replace that right back position. He's going to start. He's got to. I think he's got to.
He has no choice. We're gonna need reinforcements in the defense.
It's a big area of need. Yes.
Aside from players, Rafa, I think one of the most important things is this is what we're gonna need the most: the right attitude.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Would you like to start this dance, or?
I think you should start this dance.
Do you think I should start? Good, thank you, because I really wanted to start this.
Go ahead.
The right attitude, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and everybody, there's anybody who's watching this thing will agree with me right now. Okay, the right attitude. We spoke about consistency last week, Rafa. Right? We spoke about consistency. We spoke about winning hardware. These are the things we'll need to take the next big step. Yes, these are the things that will validate Napoli as a top flight Italian team. But the right attitude is what we'll need to stay there, okay? Is what we'll need to build that consistency, is what we're going to need to win these trophies, okay? Because I love Lorenzo Insigne, but look what happened today. And I had a bad feeling that this was going to happen today because Lorenzo Insigne, you are the leader of this team. When you are not there, we do miss you. You are that important to this team. So when you're getting yourself knocked, and listen, that Inter game, that ref, I've rewatched it. There's this video floating around of all the fouls committed. I'm with you, Napolitans. That was atrocious. Some of those calls, and for both sides, it was just like, what the hell was going on, man? But Diego Maradona, rest his soul, and I'm going to keep repeating this because I feel him more than ever now, said to the news, I've realized that it's not just Napoli versus Fiorentina, I believe it was in the interview. Said it's Napoli contro tutti. That's just the way it is, man. It's our blessing and our curse. They're all against us, dude. Okay, and they're waiting for you to do this. They're waiting for you to blow your lid so they can just kick you right out the game. Okay, and I know it's not fair. I seen how Bonucci gets in the face of a ref, and it's all good. I get it, and you're validated, and you're right for people for saying that. However, if that's the case, then we need to be smarter. Okay, there's another picture today that was traveling in the circulating in the groups of Maradona with his head down and his hands behind his back like this, going up to the ref. Come on, that is a legend doing that, and he's not doing that because he's being compliant or submissive. No, he knows he was being facetious. He knows that they're looking to get him. They know he knew that everybody was looking to get at Napoli. All right, and then he had to be better. He had to be tougher, and he had to be smarter than every damn team in Serie A in order to win the Scudetto. And you know what? He did. And not only that, he won the Europa League. So Lorenzo Insigne, you need to take some notes on that as far as being a leader. The team in itself have to keep your head. You cannot lose your head. Same goes to Victor Osimhen. You got red carded in that game when you came off the bench. Dude, you got to keep your heads, Napoli. And I know it's a struggle, man. It's a struggle to be a fan. It's a struggle to be a damn citizen in Napoli sometimes. But you know what? You can't be all heart and no brains. You got to use your head. You got to keep your head on. You got to be a professional. You got to eat this merda and move forward and win it and stick it to the man. And when the chips are down, you turn it around. Oh, Rafa's getting ready. I can't wait, Rafa. You turn it around and you turn the game around. That's it. Turn the damn game around, man. When it's not going your way, you eat it. And you do what you got to do. You go the other way. And you change the results.
Rafa. Listen. Okay. The man to do it is Gattuso. Now, this is where Gattuso's strengths come in. Okay, because if you want the right attitude, you go to a guy like Gattuso to get you that right attitude. Okay, this guy right here. Okay, today wasn't feeling it. I know it for a fact. His attitude was he sat on the bench.
He sat on the bench. Yeah.
Okay. But when he's on that sideline and he's ripping and roaring into fans, you know, into players, they play and they bust their ass. Notice today was one of their worst performances, and Gattuso was not on the sidelines as much as he usually is. He wasn't yelling and screaming. The guy's got an injury to his eye. It's straining. I have eye issues myself. I understand. When I wake up and my left eye is killing me and I'm blurry for the rest of the day, I don't perform my best out on that barbershop floor. I just don't.
Right.
And it hurts and it's annoying. So if you ask me, it's Gattuso with the attitude. He's got to give Napoli the attitude. The fire inside of Lorenzo Insigne is there. He just can't lose his cool. That's what it is.
Right.
Because this team was toothless without Ancelotti, and they have proven that they can be a fierce competitive squad with Gattuso at the helm. They've proven it. Okay? What they need is the attitude, you're right, but they also need the mentality. And my man Frank Sidekick tweeted this a few weeks ago and tweeted or a couple days ago and told me in a private chat, these next two games, Inter and Lazio, if we can win these next two games, we've proven that we have the right mentality. Okay, Mertens got injured. Okay, Insigne went off. But you know what? We still gave it to Inter after those two things happened. We gave it to Inter. You read that. I can't see.
It says Dr. Evil. What's going on? I had to.
Gattuso, baby. Gattuso.
Gattuso, yeah.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Maybe shit.
What I'm saying is Frank Sidekick brought that point up, and he is 100% right. If Napoli had come away with at least 4 or 6 of these points, then they would have shown that the mentality has changed. I think the attitude is there. I just don't think that the mentality is there. And that's where we have to bring someone in with some sort of mentality, some sort of leadership mentality. Because Insigne is sort of a new leader when you think about it. He became the captain after Hamsik left. He took the role under Ancelotti, and it didn't work. Now it's kind of working with Gattuso. So where do we go from here? Number one, like I said, we need to finish top 4. We need to go far in Europe. If we can do that and add some pieces in the summer to help us with our mentality,
then we'll
be there. because we have to. I get it. Everyone, no Insigne, no Mertens, Lozano goes down, Koulibaly goes down. Those are your best players. I get it. But from here, we have to kick the living crap out of Torino on Wednesday. We have to.
Yeah, go into that break with your head held high, man.
I don't care. We have to.
100%.
We have to.
100%.
And then we have to come back from Christmas with a different mindset. Because that's a lot of games that we're going to be playing. So we need to have our crap together. So, yeah.
Definitely.
That's it.
Rafa.
That's it.
Definitely. Rounding the show today, Rafa, we're going to get into our favorite segment. Rapid fire. Dun, dun, dun.
Let's do it. So, starting with the Stadi Maradonatrice. So, basically, Napoli are not the only team to have changed their stadium's name, because the San Paolo is now the Diego Armando Maradona, but so did Gimnasia, and recently Argentinos Juniors changed their stadium names to the Diego Armando Maradona.
Right.
I thought that was classy. Obviously, Barcelona's not going to do it, and then I don't think Sevilla or, Boca Juniors probably should do it, but their stadium, the Bombonera, is a very historical stadium, and I don't think they're going to change the name of that stadium. But
hey, three's a lot already, Rafa. I think that's pretty good.
They've got enough tributes for him. Anyway.
Nobody's going to forget that, man.
But yeah, man, the Diego Maradona Stadium is just changing the name is having a stadium named after you is probably one of the biggest honors you could have. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see a Pele or Zidane stadium anywhere.
Nope. No, Zidane still got to wait. Maybe Pele, but I don't know. What's this thing you do when you're still alive? I don't know. Is like anybody who's still alive?
I don't know. Maybe it is because they're still alive. Maybe that's
post-mortem.
That's in worldwide or something. I don't know. Maybe. Well, anyway, moving on.
Speaking of
Stadi Revolution. So now I guess all of Italy, or all the clubs owners in Italy, are really calling for a revolution to the government to try to get them to fund the teams who need it to make them build their own stadiums. The process right now, and I'm not going to really get into the process, but the process is absolutely treacherous to build your own stadium.
Yeah, the bureaucracy is
to build their own stadium. Napoli obviously tried to do it. They can't find space. They can't find land. They can't fund it. They can't put Roma to Milan, Inter. A lot of these stadiums, and they're old. The last time that we had any sort of stadium revolution in the country was for Italia 90. And, those are very, very outdated. Italy have the oldest outdated stadiums in all of Europe.
Come on, Italy.
It's time we
step it up, man.
Yeah, we have to modernize this country, man.
Yeah,
it's got to get
seriously move
there's
ahead.
No progression. There's no forward.
Chill with the bureaucracy. Exactly. Rafa, I saw an interesting fact that the typical time frame to get this accomplished is about 2 to 3 years. In Italy, it averages from 8 to 10. Crazy, 8 to 10 years, bro.
Now,
I mean, tell the Pope to come in. Have the Pope do it. Don't do it like this,
Udinese's got a really nice, beautiful new stadium. Right. The Mappe is really, really nice too. Yeah. And Juventus has a decent, it's a beautiful stadium. It's what they need, Right. We need to get more of it though. Fiorentina are calling for it. Like I said, Roma and Lazio, they're looking for their stadiums to be updated. Napoli, the San Paolo is a fortress, and it's sort of a church to Neapolitans.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
The fact of the matter is it needs a revamp. It's gotten a facelift, which is nice.
Right.
But overall, it needs a structural revamp. And I think
even the Basilica got a revamp.
Right.
But
the second degree. Topic number 3, the second degree. So Mertens has been diagnosed with a second-degree ankle sprain and will require a few weeks off. They're looking to get him back for the Supercoppa against Juventus on the 20th, but expect some time off. This is about the same injury that I got when I was in my car accident a year ago. Actually, a year ago on Wednesday. But I'm not a footballer. I'm 100
Yeah.
pounds overweight, and I don't work out too much, so I'm still limping around. But for a guy like Mertens, I would hope that January 20th would be a
Yeah.
good time to come
We'll
back.
see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. They said that it was going to be 3 weeks and they would reevaluate. So I don't know if that means 3 weeks he might be ready. What I do know, he went to Belgium. So he is with Victor at the same doctor to give him
Right.
physical therapy,
Right.
which I
They're
kind of
also
think is cool
Belgium as well.
because, like, if there's anybody that can help with bonding and welcoming somebody into the team, I think it's Dries Mertens.
Well,
I
so
think,
so Dries did help Victor get in,
yeah,
and get accustomed to the city and
right,
get acquainted with the team. You know, they both speak English, so it's very
right,
easy for them to communicate with each other and to
yeah,
translate with each other to the rest of the team. Being that Mertens speaks very fluent Italian and Napolitan as well, but I also remember my interview with Oma Akatugba, who is
right,
a UEFA accredited journalist,
yes,
on the Far From Vesuvius podcast. You guys can check it out. Far From
check it out,
Vesuvius, wherever you
check it
can
out.
get yourself a podcast. Go to the Far
I
From
learned a
Vesuvius.
whole lot about Victor that day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So my interview with Oma Akatugba was really cool, and he had said that he was a bit nervous to get accustomed to life in Naples, and I remember telling Oma that if he could get to Victor because they're pretty decent friends, if he could get to Victor and tell Victor to attach himself to Dries Mertens, it would be the best possible thing to do. Oma replied and said, okay, maybe I will do that. And what do you know?
What do you know?
They got together, and Mertens is the guy that got him accustomed. Now, I'm not
And now they're
taking
together in
credit
therapy.
for it. I'm not going to take credit
Take
for
it,
it.
Rafa. Take
But
it.
not for nothing, I spoke to the guy who knows the guy. So
right. You knew a guy that knew a guy that
Come
took
on.
care of the guy. Right.
Yeah. But yes, they are in Belgium together. They are rehabbing, and hopefully we get them back. We need them back, man. We need them back.
2 more to go,
On
Rafa.
to the
We're
next
almost done,
topic.
ladies and gentlemen. We're almost there. Home
Speaking
stretch.
of the Supercopa in January 20th, we are on the verge of the PS5 Supercopa. So the 2020 Supercopa will be played January 20th, 2021. COVID.
Yeah.
That's okay because in Scotland they're playing the Scottish Cup, the 1920 Scottish Cup in the middle of the 2021 season. So
That's crazy.
there you go.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, but the PS5 Supercopa. Now, last season it was the Coca-Cola Supercopa, and before that it had been the Tim Supercopa for how many years?
Long time.
Serie A and the FIGC and the Italian football, which is something that I actually like them doing, is getting more accustomed to global branding, global branding your product.
Right.
And with the PS5 being such a big hit that almost nobody else could buy it now. Attaching PS5 to that Supercopa is a very, very big step in global marketing. Now, the Coca-Cola still does sponsor the Coppa Italia, but the PS5 Supercopa is for this season. I'm not sure if they'll sign on to be a permanent sponsor for the Supercopa. I thought they were going to be permanent when they signed from last season's Lazio win over Juve, but I guess now the PS5 Supercopa will stick, and the logo is pretty fresh too. Guys, got to go check that out. The logo is really fresh.
I just find it ironic, or I find it funny that Serie A attached itself to a piece of technology that's not working properly right now.
It is a bit ironic.
PS5 and Serie A hand in hand, aren't they? Yeah. All right.
Well, you bring up a good point there. You do. You bring up a good point. But last but not least, this little topic is called the road blockers. Okay, so not counting these last two defeats at the Olimpico, the first defeat after six straight wins in Rome versus Lazio, nobody has scored more goals against Lazio since the 2010-11 season, which is 46. We're at 2.3 goals a game. That was a pretty impressive stat. But upon looking into that stat, I stumbled across this. Napoli actually have still the best defense in the league and the best defense on the road as well. Notwithstanding today's 2-0 loss, and Juve's clean sheet versus Parma, that might show a bit of a deception there because of the 3-0 loss sul tavolino.
Right.
Napoli still have the best defense sul campo, and I mean, before these last two games, the only goal Napoli gave up on the road was to Roberto Insigne against Benevento. They gave up the Lukaku penalty and then these two goals today, but still makes them at 4 goals against on the road, which is tops in the league. You'll see 7 on the table because of that 3-0 in the courts.
Couple Napolitans responsible for that goals. That's funny too, huh? Look at that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Immobile, Insigne Jr. Who better than to have a few Napolitans do it?
Yo, right? I have to. So there is stats respo.
Stats respo? Yeah.
Yeah. So there's been a bit of a nickname for you, respo, but it's all because your knowledge is something that is amazing to me. So I want to compliment you. I want to compliment you for that.
Thank you very much.
But you are stats respo.
I'm gonna finish off by saying this. Okay. 9 goals given up in the season. Okay, 9 goals.
Mm-hmm.
The stats will show 12, but it's really 9. Okay. Juve is the next best defense with 10 goals given up. I'm sorry, the stats will show 14.
Okay.
So it is 11. So I was wrong. Excuse me. After today, we are the second best defense in the league, but we're still the best. We're still the best road defense. Okay. We have hope. There's hope. You know, if all gels well together, there's still hope in this season. You know what I mean? Right. The fact that we have one of the best defenses in the league should count for something. The goals will come. We really were in a really bad position today.
Yeah.
Okay.
All our key players gone, you know.
All our key players were gone. And then our key players still ended up coming off for injury.
Coming off.
You know? And again, Lazio took 2 shots and scored 2 goals. Right. Napoli have an issue in certain areas, but they pretty much controlled the pace of the match, notwithstanding the first goal. And then after the second goal, it was just over.
Right.
Okay.
We saw the stats, 60%, over 60% possession.
There you go. So we roll into Torino at the Maradona, and then we're on a Christmas break. Then we should have it pretty easy as far as the league goes.
Right.
Let's heal up. Let's heal up our hearts and our minds. Okay.
Definitely.
Let's take it day by day. Yes, you can be critical to being a Napoli fan. You could be critical of the team. I'm not saying you can't. But to just lose hope and come out and say things like we suck, things like we'll never amount to this, we'll never amount to that.
Yeah.
To me is a little bit harsh because even in this season, we can still win trophies. And it remains to be seen if we will, but let's take a little bit of optimism into this Christmas break.
Right.
We're going to see you all again on Wednesday for a post-match. I'm still not sure if I'll be able to come on video. I'll call back in if I can, Ralph.
Definitely.
But we'll have a post-game with Ralph. We're going to try to put out a couple of taped segments on YouTube, nothing live, but we're going to look into reporting on the events of the Coney decision on the 22nd. And then we're going to take a little bit of a break during the Christmas week, but look for content regularly.
Yeah, look for some
from Ralph and myself.
It's going to be called a tempo di recupero. Extra time. Right.
Yep.
We're going to be in the lab. Right.
Bring you some knowledge, bring you some extra goodies. You know,
we don't want you to miss us too much. You know,
we got some stuff in the works. We have some games in the works with the fans. We want to be really interactive with you guys. We've got a good following so far. We want to get better. We're gonna add Twitter soon. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this the right way for you, the fans. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you want to change. Just be careful on our pronunciation. It's okay. And
So let's see.
Really quick, Michele comes in. What do you say?
No, this one. Is there a time? We're working on it, guys. We will do usually post-game match. I try to get in within about half an hour. Today we combined the two shows just for timing's sake, because we wanted to rant. So typically the rants will come the beginning of the week, right, Rafa? Usually we aim for Mondays.
Right. We're looking at
Monday around dinner, like right.
We're shooting for Sunday or Monday.
Monday, right before China, you know.
Well, so here's the thing: is that right now, I'm a little bit limited to times that I can come on. So, as far as a time after a match, we maybe need a like 30 minutes to prep everything, finalize everything to prep.
Right.
So look for it.
Hard work going live, boys.
You should be, if you subscribe to YouTube or the Facebook, you should be getting notifications as to when we are live. But as far as like set times to come on, we're gonna work on it. Again, we're brand new. We're learning things as we go. We're trying to keep these shows a little shorter. Today's a little longer because we combined the two, but we're gonna try to keep them at like 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
We like to talk a lot, Ralph and I. So, you know.
Yeah, we ran. Yeah.
You guys chime in, and we want you to
chime in. We want you. We want you a part of this.
We want that interaction with you, the fans of us, of Napoli, of Calcio, of life.
And if you don't have too much time, we got go on their YouTube channel. I've been putting out quick clips. So I've been chopping up the videos a little bit. I understand maybe you don't have 60 minutes with us, but you know, come back on, visit the quick clips. At least you can be a part of it.
Comment on those.
And comment on it. Comment, because we're looking for questions. Yeah,
we're very accessible. Again, like I said, we want to have some fun here with this. You know, we're gonna do some really cool things too.
I'm having a great time.
I am too, Ralph.
All right, Ralph. Well, I guess that's all the time we have for today, though. So,
that's it. We'll see you again on Wednesday for a post-match, Napoli-Torino post-match, and keep your eyes on that decision by Coney. We're going to put something out.
Yes. Hopefully we wake up to some good news. All
right,
guys.
For Ralph, I'm Ralph.
And I'm Ralph. Napoli. Forza Napoli, guys. Ciao.
Sempre. Ciao.